David Harris, 42 years old, a powerful CEO of a healthcare technology company in Dallas, Texas. He lived in a luxurious mansion in Highland Park. He wore tailored suits, Swiss watches, carried the aura of success. But inside, his heart was hollow. His first wife, Anna, had died after a long illness. To fill the void, David married Lauren, Anna's former best friend. She entered the house with a gentle smile, pretending to bring peace. His two children, Emily, 10 years old, and baby Jake, just 8 months, grew up under Lauren's care, while David buried himself in endless business trips and contracts. One evening, after 2 long weeks in San Francisco, David drove home. The gates opened. The house was silent. No piano from Emily, no laughter from Jake. He set down his suitcase, loosened his tie, and then he heard it. Soft, broken sobs from the storage room at the end of the hall. His heart froze. When he opened the door, he stood in shock. Emily, in a faded floral dress, clutching Jake tightly, tears streaming down her face, her voice trembled. "Daddy, please, don't let her hurt us anymore." In that moment, every hidden truth of the house was exposed. The baby gasped for air. On the door, an outside lock, cold, unforgivable. David pulled Jake into his arms. Emily pressed against the wall, eyes darting with fear. And then Lauren appeared, in a crimson dress, with a honeyed smile. "Darling, you're home. I was only teaching them discipline. They're too soft." Her words dripped with sweetness, but her eyes gleamed sharp as a knife. That dinner was suffocating. Lauren sat to his right, Emily across, Jake in his chair. Lauren placed food into Emily's bowl, her hand pressing a little too hard on the girl's shoulder. Emily flinched. The spoon rattled. David noticed. His chest tightened. Later, holding Jake, he realized the truth. Lauren had pressed her thumb into the baby's side to silence his cries. A cruel, practiced move. That night, he heard Lauren's whisper, "If you ever tell your father, I'll throw you and your brother onto the street." David clenched his fists in the dark. He knew he couldn't explode now. He needed proof, a plan. The next morning, he went to Emily's school. Her teacher, Maria Lopez, was stunned to see him. David handed her a crumpled note Emily had written. "She locks us in. She squeezes my hands. She says she'll throw us away." Maria's face went pale. She told him Emily had recently painted a mural of a lighthouse and named it Home. A desperate signal, Maria connected David with Carla Johnson, a respected child protection officer in Dallas. Meanwhile, at work, a massive merger with Mednova loomed. The CFO pressed him. "Sign now, secure the future." Lauren knew about it too. She secretly worked with a financier named Mark, scheming to profit if the deal closed. She urged David, "Do it, for the children." But David sensed fraud in the numbers. For the first time, he chose to pause, to listen to his children. That evening, at a school book fair, Emily held her father's hand. Her eyes shone brighter as she stood before her mural. Maria encouraged her to speak. Emily's voice trembled, then grew steady. "The light helps me shine through the darkness to find my way home." David's eyes filled with tears. Later that night in the kitchen, Lauren's mask slipped. "Sign the deal, David, or I won't hold back with the kids." David's reply was firm. "I choose my children." He called his old lawyer, Michael Brown, and Carla, the social worker. They photographed bruises on Emily's wrist, the lock on the bedroom door. They took her testimony. Lauren erupted. "They're just like Anna, always pretending to be angels." But David held his children close. This door will never be locked again. The very next day, the Dallas court convened an emergency hearing. Michael presented evidence. Carla testified. Emily stepped up. Her hands shook, but her voice carried. "If I told the truth, she said she'd throw us away. But now, I want to speak." The courtroom went silent. Lauren screamed. Bailiffs restrained her. The judge issued a protective order, barring Lauren from unsupervised contact. David bent down, hugging Emily and Jake. He whispered to Anna's memory, "I kept my promise." Weeks passed. Life changed. David cut back travel, worked from home, made breakfasts, walked Emily to school, held Jake's tiny hands as he learned to stand. The garage turned into an art studio. Emily joined the storytelling club. Her second mural, Signals, hundreds of glowing fireflies. Each one a symbol of hope. At work, David's instincts proved right. Auditors discovered fraud in the Mednova deal. The CFO was suspended. The merger collapsed. The company was safe. And for the first time, so was his family. One summer evening, Maria invited them to the mural's unveiling. Emily stood before her classmates. She pointed at the glowing fireflies. "Even the smallest light can guide you home." The crowd erupted in applause. David stood behind her, holding Jake, tears glistening. Carla whispered, "They're safe now." That night, under warm kitchen lights, David and Emily cooked pasta. Jake toddled around, laughing. Mrs. Whitman, the old housekeeper, brought out fresh cookies. The house, once silent and cold, was alive with joy. David opened the family journal, writing, "From now on, the lighthouse called home will always shine. No darkness will ever drown it." The happy ending was simple, yet unshakable. A safe home, children's laughter, and a father who finally became the man his children needed. Outside, the Texas breeze carried the scent of lavender, and perhaps a faint smile from Anna, watching as her family finally, truly, lived again.